Welcome back. This is one of our favorite segments of the show, where we take your relationship questions and attempt to hopefully bring perspective to problematic and not so problematic partnerships. Some may call it light therapy, that's why I have this on, or the cathartic corner, while others may simply categorize it like, what you talking about, Willis? I don't think anybody would say that, would they?
I don't think so, yeah.
All right, however, you know it as the Love Doctors. And as always, fellow Doctor of Love is right here with me, Chesley McNeil. Hi, Ches.
How you doing? Shout out to the old soul who's on the show that put that old
Yes.
school music on there.
They
That's
did.
going back.
We
It's
were
going
feeling
back.
it.
Yeah.
I was told by our producers that today's questions have a marital theme.
Okay.
So I wanted to get the lowdown on your marital stats. All right, so let me start by asking you, in case people don't know, how long have you been married, Ches?
27 years.
27 years?
27 years.
That is
Thank you.
excellent.
27.
That's pretty
27.
good.
Yeah,
I like
I guess. Been around.
No, that's special, that's important. Will be 14.
Okay, 14.
Yeah, 14. That's pretty good.
Significant. Yes, indeed. Absolutely.
Okay, so according to a website, some 2.5 million couples are expected to tie the knot this year.
Wow.
Right? Because they say there was a little backlog from the pandemic. So that means a frantic season for not only brides and grooms, but also their wedding planners and wedding guests. So we're going to get started with our first question. First question is, my friend just got married, and although I attended, I had a hard time being present at her celebration. It's not that I'm jealous, but more so aware of where I am at in my life. Any advice on how to navigate these feelings?
I'm not sure how she feels, you know. She wasn't jealous, she says, but just wasn't there, right? Maybe it's just not her time. It's not her time to get married if she's not feeling it. I mean, you know.
Right.
I wonder if, you know, everybody puts themselves up against a clock.
Sure.
You know, oh, I want to be married by the time I get to 25 or, you know, 27, whatever the case may be. I want to have kids by this time or that time. It doesn't always work out that way, as you and I know. And most people will know as they get in life. And life has its, you know, changes or whatever the case may be. I wouldn't put a clock on it. I wouldn't put anything on it. I would just ride it out. And when the time is right, the time is right.
Yeah.
Hopefully for both parties at the same time.
Right.
Because it doesn't always work out like that.
Right. I will say, maybe it was the era that I was raised, or my parents in general, but I was really instilled with personal responsibility. So jealousy is a wasted emotion. I'm just telling you. It's okay to make people feel loved and wanted. That's different than feeling jealous about something, right?
Absolutely.
So if you are coveting something someone else has, I always find it important, at least for me, to look inward. It's not their fault, right? It's your feelings, and maybe you need to look inward and be like, oh, I do desire this, or I don't desire this, but it's about her and how she's feeling, and she needs to explore that a little bit more, I think.
Wise words there. Wise words.
I listen to a lot of podcasts. And I just think that it's so important. Like, to train yourself, honestly, to like reframe situations of like, why do I feel that way? It probably has something to do with me.
Point the finger
not
back
the
at
person I'm projecting.
Hard to do that. Yeah, hard for people to do that.
I know.
Point the finger back at them.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
know. Do you do that
nice.
sometimes?
Very nice.
I don't know.
Well, yeah.
Like, in your relationship, married 27 years.
There's no jealous. I mean, it's hard to. Being raised that way I was raised, you know, looking at the Joneses was nothing. I mean, we all felt the same.
Yeah.
It wasn't until we were much older that we found out we were different, or you had more than what I had or whatever.
Yeah.
But we shared a lot. So it didn't feel like I had, you know, didn't have anything. So jealousy, I don't know anything about it. Nothing about it.
Yeah. Were you born in Philly? Or?
Yes, born and raised on the playground is where I spent most of my.
Yeah, go ahead. Did you watch the reboot, by the way, Fresh Prince?
I did.
Was it good?
Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's good.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, good to know. All right, I am newly divorced. Next question. I am newly divorced. I'm not newly divorced. Next question number 2. I am newly divorced and hope to eventually enter a solid, loving, healthy partnership. I have no intention of putting pressure on every new person that I meet, but would rather like to operate from a place of quiet expectations versus eager anticipation. Any advice for how to peacefully let things flow? Signed, Gabriel. I feel like Summer and Gabriel, somebody is going to therapy or reading about going to therapy. This seems like a lot of, okay, what do you have to say though, Ches? They are not recently divorced. These are, yes, different. That is not the person who wrote in. We just want to clarify. They're running for seats in the state of Georgia. Okay.
So it sounds like this person who's recently divorced is already thinking about the next relationship, already there. Seems like not taking time to analyze maybe what went wrong the first time or whatever the case may be. Again, pointing the finger back at me, right? And trying to figure out, okay, well, how do I not make that mistake again?
Right.
You know what I mean? Before rushing into something else. Hopefully
Sure.
you're not rushing. Take your time. Again, we tend to stick these time frames on things,
Right.
which doesn't necessarily have to be the case. Just let it flow.
Yeah.
Let it flow. It will happen.
It will happen.
Yeah.
I think especially too if you are doing the right thing, think about where you would like to meet somebody. Would you like to meet somebody at a bar, online, at church? You know, you kind of have to start planting the seeds for what kind of garden you'd like to grow. I don't know. I just
Where's Karen? What you do? Did you spend some time away at a camp or something? What is going on?
I don't know. I do sound like I've been to an extensive rehab facility.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of podcast listening and talking about my feelings. I feel like it's very important to do, but I also am in agreement with you. Do not jump into things. Date yourself for a little bit. You know, see what you want, what you don't want.
You'll learn a lot more about who you are.
Yeah.
Who you are. And coming into a relationship, that's very important.
That's right.
You got to know who you are.
Got to know who you are.
You know what I mean? Respect
and I know
yourself.
who you are, Chesley.
You know who
and
I am.
I like you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
If you have a relationship question you'd like the Love Doctors to analyze, send it to us. We will keep it discreet and anonymous. We really will. Email